Today we are here in Sant'Agata Bolognese, the building of Lamborghini and the headquarters where Ferruccio Lamborghini founded this luxurious and very successful car brand. And we are here interviewing, we have the honor to have here Stephan Winkelmann. Thank you for receiving us, it's an honor to be here.
My pleasure.
Lamborghini is a massive success internationally. From 2011 to 2012, you guys experienced a 30% growth globally and you sold around 2,080 cars. How do you explain us this success?
But there are two main drivers for the success. The first one is for sure the Aventador. It's a new car we launched in 2011 and we had full capacity running in 2012, and this was a bigger success than we have ever expected. And the second one is that we are regionally equally distributed on the three major regions, the Americas, Europe and Asia Pacific. And by the way, we are selling more than 70% of our cars outside the European markets. So this means that even if Europe is down, we have still the opportunity to offset this with the other markets. And this happened in 2012, and so we had an up.
I would like to know about Asia more. How do you strategize to sell in Asia in the future? Is it a market that's growing for you or is it more stable?
But Asia is a huge market for us. China is the second most important market after the US. Japan is very strategic for us. Hong Kong, Singapore, a big market, important markets for us. At time being, it's stable because the Chinese market is going down. At least for the super sports car, is less important than in the last years. I think this is going to change again. And the others in the region are balancing these weaknesses of China. So at time being, we are not planning to increase our production, but to stay stable, at least for the year 2013.
Yeah, and despite the strong sales in 2012, you guys have experienced some problems during the crisis in the previous years too. How do you mitigate this risk in the extreme luxury sector?
But for sure, you have to look at the medium long term. And you have to continue to invest even if the times are tough. And it's clear that we always said that even the luxury sector is not immune to crisis. And in 2008, 2009, the market went down by more than 40%, the luxury market. And this was a deep cut also for Lamborghini. But we continue to invest. And this was good because if you buy a Lamborghini, you want to possess a dream car, something which is not meant to be to drive from A to B on a daily basis. So if you fail to continue to build dreams, in other words, if you stop investing, even if the market is coming back, you will not get back on track. We did it, and this is the reason why we are in a good shape today.
This is risk-taking and dream selling, but you guys also take a look at sustainability. You have declared that you're looking in the next years to cut CO2 emissions. Do you think that hybrid cars could actually put in risk and at risk your masculinity of the brand and this testosterone of the raging bull?
But we have two targets. The first one is to reduce the emissions in the cars, and we are doing it step by step and year by year, and we are on a good track. And the second one is by 2015 we want to have a zero balance in terms of CO2 emissions here in our plant in Sant'Agata Bolognese. And if we are speaking about hybrids, it's clear that today we are still working with naturally aspirated engine, because these are the ones we still believe are the best for a brand like ours. The future can be turbo engines, and due to the fact that we are also looking for a hybrid or for a third model as an SUV, the hybrid could be a solution if we step into the SUV market.
Exactly, the SUV market. I've made a question on social and Facebook asking if you were to interview the CEO of Lamborghini, what would be the question that arises? Everybody is asking about the SUV. We want to know, when is it going to come out on the market?
The reason why we are stepping into the SUV market is a multiple one. The first one is that there is an equal distribution in the market of SUVs globally. It's a rising segment. It's the most emotional segment. And Lamborghini has a history in not only building super sports cars, like Miura, Countach, and today Aventador and Gallardo, but also in different cars, like GT cars. We had in the 60s the fastest 2+2, and we were also the first, and at the time being the only one, to have a luxury SUV, which is called LM002. LM stands for Lamborghini Militare.
Amazing. So it's a way to mitigate the risk, but by remaining in the luxury sector.
But you know, we will always do the super sports car in the segment. So even if we do an SUV, it will be a super sports car within the segment. And it's clear that there is an opportunity for the brand, and even which is compliant with the DNA, to do so. And this is the reason why we're looking forward.
And is it the strategy that you use against your competitor?
But you know, when we think about the future, we don't think about the competitors, we think about ourselves. We always want to be recognized as trendsetters, and there are two main drivers for a super sports car brand, which is design and performance. And over the decades, this has to be interpreted in a different way. So for example, we have three main drivers for the design. The design has always to be revolutionary. The design has always to be in terms of form follows function. And it has also to be recognizable as a Lamborghini. So these are all things which are not easy to achieve for our designers, but it's key. For performance, it was a lot about top speed, and top speed in the past. Now it's much more about handling. So you have to be in the right position to change and to be ahead of all the others. And this is key. So we are not looking at our competitors, we are looking at what we think is the right solution for our customers.
Well, I wish you good luck to sell extraordinary dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.